Hello, I'm Richard. I'd like to talk to you about the law of attraction and specifically the physics of the law of attraction. Now, the law of attraction is very, very big. When The Secret came out many years ago, it took the world by storm, and everybody loved the concept of basically giving thought to whatever you want, feeding that energy, doing your vision statement, affirmations, and then you'll get everything you want in life. That's such a simple formula, very attractive. However, people have found it doesn't quite work like that. Why doesn't it work like that? Well, basically, go back to the rules of physics. And what I'm about to explain is Physics 101 in relationship to the law of attraction. So when you look at attraction, first of all, there are two bodies. One wants to attract the other. What's required, first of all, is the charge, the intensity of the energy in each body. So let's say young man wants to attract his hot partner. He visualizes who she is. He puts a lot of time, attention into it. He does his vision boards. He's got her picture on his computer screen and phone, etc. So the charge on him might be a 10 out of 10. But what if the charge on her in terms of attraction to him is 0? Is it going to happen? No, because there has to be charge on both bodies for attraction. Another example is this. If a young petrolhead wants to attract a Ferrari into his life, is the Ferrari going to be attracted to his dumpy garage? Energetically, maybe not. So the first principle of the law of attraction from the point of physics is what is the charge on both the bodies? Second principle is what are the barriers in between? So if there's something blocking the two coming together, it's not going to connect. And there are internal barriers and external barriers. External barriers are the physical, practical ones. Internal barriers are the negative beliefs and what's going on in the unconscious level of your mind that takes you away from what you wish to attract. The third principle is the distance, how far you are away. There is a concept of the inverse square law. The inverse square law says that when you double the distance, you have to quadruple the charge to maintain the force between the bodies. Lots of people buy lotto tickets. Well, the distance between the lotto ticket coming to them is the $2 million jackpot minus the amount of money in the bank. That's the distance between them and the lotto ticket. And because that distance is so vast, no wonder it hardly happens, except by chance to the very few. The fourth principle is the forces on the body. Every body is in motion. This applies to the planet, people on the planet, things on the planet. And so at any point in time, there are forces all over working on a body. Now take people, for example. A force on their body is the job. It's taking them in a particular direction. Their relationships are taking them in another direction. Issues in their life in terms of their home, etc., are pushing them in a particular direction. So the question is, what are the sum of all the forces on that body, that person? Where is it moving them? So you actually need to do an exercise and to sum up all the forces on the body and see which direction it's pushing. It may be pushing you towards what you're trying to attract, or maybe it's the opposite. And so you're all the time paddling to try and get to your goal, but you're moving further away from it. This is because of all the external forces working on you. What do you do to do that? You simply do a vector diagram of all the forces running on you and see which direction it's taking you. The fifth one, time and space. This is one that is hard to wrap your mind around. What happens with time and space is that at any point in time, two bodies are never static. They are in motion in time and space. So understanding where the motion in time and space is between the two bodies is actually important to facilitate the attraction. Because if the movement is doing this and it's not doing this, then maybe you might need to change direction in terms of your movement towards what you're trying to attract. So this is another principle of the law of attraction. Most people don't even get to number 3, let alone 4 and 5 in what they're trying to attract. The other issue of the law of attraction is that the intention, the energy in terms of attraction, in terms of consciousness, it's all in the mind. What about using the law of attraction aligned with what's outside the mind, in terms of the forces of nature, in terms of where the universe is going and moving? It's about flowing with your natural order of destiny. Flowing with your natural order of destiny is about you stepping out of the car, becoming a passenger, and letting it flow with the spirit of the universe. That's not simple. That takes a whole radical shift in terms of your awareness, your consciousness, your thinking, your beliefs, and flows in your lifestyle. But it first starts with one particular step. And my video on how to transcend your world have the 5 simple steps in how to do that. With the law of attraction, parking car spots work all the time. Very simply, because you set the intention and the distance is close, and there are no barriers to that when you come to the parking spot. Does it work? Sure it does. The mind has something called the reticular activating system. You buy a red car and all over you see red cars on the road. And so what you give thought and attention to, you manifest because your mind gives that far more attention, and then your life kind of moves in that direction. Does the law of attraction work on everything you desire? No. Does the law of attraction work? Yes. But sometimes when these factors come together. What should you do? Should you stop doing this? No. Basically, look at what you desire, look at the context of why, and look at the steps involved in bringing it into your life, and know that you need to take some steps in it. Because simply giving thought and attention to it, sitting down and having your palms open, expecting it to drop in your lap, is not the way the universe works. So the law of attraction, change the way you use it. I'm Richard.